Back, we want to introduce you to a guy they call the Sandwich King. 2 years ago, Johannesburg father Itumeleng Lekomanyane had just 800 rand left in his pocket. Now, the budding entrepreneur makes thousands every month selling delicious sandwiches across the Joburg metro. But it's not been easy at all. Lekomamyane has been harassed by metro police in the past, with officers confiscating his goods for not having a permit. They're on a blitz again this month to root out illegal traders. But some, like Lekomamyane, believe what they're doing is heartless because of these tough economic times. He joins us live now. Itu, thanks for joining us. Let's just go back to the idea for selling sandwiches. I thought it was brilliant because it's something I'd never seen sold on street corners.
Oh, thank you. Man, it was just like a strategy for me to step out of poverty for myself and just actually make a living for myself and be able to pay for all the needs that I have and the needs of all the people I was thinking of employing.
You've carved out quite a niche for yourself. You've expanded. I saw on Twitter you're selling mohodu. I wish I was in Joburg. And your business has been thriving, but what's your experience been like with the JMPD?
My experience with the JMPD has been nothing but turmoil and it's been horrific. You know, sometimes we as people, we're trying to eradicate poverty for ourselves. We're trying to create opportunities for ourselves, but these people just keep taking from us on a daily basis, you know, because of these so-called permits and the so-called bylaws which they wrote for themselves, which we cannot comply to. So it's been very difficult for me because even now with the recent illegal confiscations of our goods, the business has taken a hit in a very negative way. We're not able to make payments. We're not able to make pay salaries. So right now the business is just hanging on by a thread to actually make it better for whoever is involved in it. And the Metro Police just do not care, man. Nobody cares. Our government does not care about the people in the informal sector. We are just out here trying to make a living for ourselves, but people are constantly making it hard. Not actually people, our black brothers who just come there and take our stock on a daily basis with no explanation of whatsoever. Even if you do have a permit, they still take your goods from you, because we've had a permit for some time, but we're not able to talk to them in a proper way. They're telling us that we're showing them nonsense, so they can just take our sandwiches and whatever we have there and just go eat it or probably share it amongst themselves. But I just do not understand the whole concept of them trying to break down a black entrepreneur who's just trying to make ends meet in this. Even right now, we're faced with a pandemic. You know, we're faced with a pandemic. We should be coming up with solutions to actually help entrepreneurs like myself, people in the informal sector, to get money and actually sustain ourselves. But now, not our government, not at the JMPD. They just angry because they. I have no idea why they're so angry.
Yeah, it seems. It seems very frustrating. So, how challenging is it to get these permits? And you say even when you have the permits, they could still confiscate your goods.
Yeah. So, basically, getting a permit, you're going to probably need connections to actually do that, because that's the only way things happen in South Africa. Because we've been operating for 2 years right now. We've been running around, going from pillar to post, going to the city of Johannesburg, asking them for permits to actually trade on the streets. But that is not happening, because even now, I remember post-COVID, you know, when COVID started, they released this thing so we can apply for permits online. We did that. So when we produced those permits that we had attained online, they were telling us that it's basically nonsense. We basically showing them nothing, and they do not care. But they just they're doing their jobs, they're working for their kids. But what about our kids?
Itu, very quickly, I've got 30 seconds left with you. What happens to your goods once they're confiscated? And how much do you have to pay if you want to get them back?
Okay, they go down to the depot. And then at the depot, you have to pay 1,800 rand to get your goods back. And then there's also a storage fee, which we do not ask for, of 150. So which comes to 1,950 to just get your goods back. And then they are perishable as well, but you cannot use them again.
All right. I mean, once a sandwich has been in storage, I don't think anyone really wants to buy it. I don't think you would sell it either. Itu, your story has been phenomenal, and your success is really an inspiration. Thank you for joining us. The Sandwich King, Itumeleng Lekomanyane, he's a young man trying to make a living in Joburg, but he says he's struggling hard to get past the stumbling blocks that have been put by the JMPD. They need permits to be on the streets. But they're struggling to get the permits, and like he was saying, even when they do have the permits, sometimes their stuff is taken anyway.